In China, the Black Bamboo Valley is known for some very strange phenomena, as well as mysterious disappearances. Some even refer to it as China's Bermuda Triangle. This valley is about 180 square kilometers, and the people who inhabited this area have been here for a very, very long time. And they say that parts of this valley is forbidden, and those who enter will be punished by the ancestral spirits. Over the years, many scientists, explorers, tourists have been trying to learn the secrets of this beautiful, but very mysterious and deadly valley. The local guides do give tours to parts of the valley, but once they reach a place known as the Stone Gate, they will go no further. And there are many documented cases of people who venture past the Stone Gate and never return. In 1949, 30 soldiers from the People's Republic of China entered into the Black Bamboo Valley, and they never returned. So the army sent in 3 scouts to find out what the heck happened to these 30 soldiers. And out of these 3 scouts, only one of them returned. And at first, this scout couldn't remember anything. But when he finally got his memory back, he told of a very strange story about his experience in the valley. He stated that while he was following the other 2 scouts, he started to feel very strange. Then it was as if the other 2 scouts just disappeared. Then he blacked out. Another well-documented case happened in 1962 when a team of geologists visited the Black Bamboo Valley, and only one of them returned. And this lone survivor said that he had lost sense of time when he came in contact with the fog. He also reported hearing very frightening sounds, and he was just so scared that he did not want to move until the fog subsided. And the rest of the team, well, they were never seen or heard from again. Then in 1950, almost 100 people vanished here, and the reason for this mass disappearance still remains unknown to this very day. There was also another case in 1976 when 3 members from a forest prospecting group also vanished. And there have been many more cases. Even planes have disappeared here, never to be seen again. Now others have reported being confused and also a loss of time while hiking in this valley, very similar to other paranormal locations throughout the world. Some believe that the thick fog that at times could last all day could be the reason for these disappearances. But I highly doubt that fog could be the reason for all these vanishings, especially when talking about the 100 people or the 30 soldiers that just vanished, never to be seen or heard from again. And there are many more theories, but none of them can explain why we have never found a body, making many believe that something unknown or supernatural is going on here, especially considering the statements made by the ones who did return. This mysterious valley is also located on the same latitude as the Bermuda Triangle, as well as the Great Pyramids of Egypt, which is interesting. And there's also a huge peak right in the middle of this valley that looks exactly like a pyramid. Now it's not just people who disappear here. Livestock has also been reported to go missing, making this another location to add to my do not go to list. Well, at least not past the Stone Gate. Another famous mass disappearance happened during the Japanese invasion of China. In 1939, 3,000 soldiers were assigned to a 2-mile stretch of foothills, and the commander was ordered to stop the Japanese from getting out of a city that they just invaded. Then a couple of hours later, shortly after arriving to this location, the 3,000 soldiers just vanished, with the exception of a few patrols and men guarding the bridge. Now there were no signs of battle, no bodies anywhere, no gunshots heard, and their guns were found next to the cooking fire. And the first theory is, well, maybe they deserted. But if that was true, they would have at least brought their guns and food with them, but all their stuff was found at their camp. And desertion would be certain death, and at this time there wasn't many places to hide. Also, most of the Chinese soldiers, well, they were very proud. They wouldn't have deserted. Maybe a handful of them, but not 3,000 of them. So this theory just doesn't add up. And the Japanese soldiers who were in the city, well, they didn't attack. If they did, they would have had to cross the bridge. And there were still Chinese soldiers patrolling it, so they couldn't have crossed. But if the Japanese did attack from another direction, they would have took the guns, the food, as well as left the bodies. This would have been a great victory for them. They would have made it known. Now because there's just no rational explanation for this mass disappearance and still no answers to this very day, some believe that this is proof of parallel universes or portals, or maybe even mass alien abduction. Now whatever one might believe, one thing is for sure. This is a very mysterious case, as how do 3,000 soldiers just vanish, never to be seen or heard from again? Now people disappear all the time, and there are cases where people claim that they saw someone disappear right in front of their eyes. One such case that is very creepy and more credible than most happened on December 8, 1942. On this day, a plane was picked up by radar flying towards Pearl Harbor. and this was almost exactly a year after the Pearl Harbor attack. So US planes went to go investigate, and they saw that this plane was a Curtiss P-40 Warhawk, a plane that hadn't been used by the Air Force since the attack on Pearl Harbor. And the pilots noted that this plane was full of bullet holes, and the pilot flying the shot-up craft could be seen inside. He was very bloody and slumped over, but at one time he was seen waving to the other pilots, and he looked very happy to see them. Now sadly, this plane crashed, and when searching the wreckage, there was nobody anywhere. But the pilots swore that they clearly saw someone inside the cockpit, stating at one point that he even waved to them. Now it's not just the vanishing pilot, but also the plane, as the last time the Air Force used a Curtiss P-40 Warhawk was during the defense of Pearl Harbor, and that happened about a year earlier. And also, why was this plane all shot up? There was no fighting going on at this location at this time. And if there was no pilot, well, how was this plane flying? Now this is one of those rare documented cases of someone just vanishing, and some wonder if this pilot and his plane somehow got sucked up into a wormhole while defending Pearl Harbor, only to reappear a year later, then disappear again. Now whatever the case may be, this is another one of those wartime mysteries that will probably never be solved, but always make us wonder. Until next time, this is Paranormal Junkie. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned.